Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers of all ages, welcome to Gamer Talk TV. I am Tom Szydlo. I'm your host for our wonderful program. With me are my dear friends Dan Pignato and Nick Schliep, here to discuss and converse in the world of video gaming. Today's episode is Elder Scrolls vs. Fallout. Which Bethesda series is better? To start, we're going to have my dear friend Dan Pignato discuss the Fallout series, followed by my friend Nick Schliep, who will discuss and give us details on the background of the Elder Scrolls series. Dan, we'll start with you with Fallout.
Thank you, Tom. And the Fallout series is a post-apocalyptic game set in, well, I'm going to be talking about Fallout 3.
Oh, okay,
Fallout 3. So Fallout 3 is a post-apocalyptic game that's
we'll start
set
with Fallout 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a post-apocalyptic game set in Washington, D.C., and it's like in an alternate reality where like the Cold War, like actual nukes were shot off between us. And it's just like you exploring in this whole like ruined city and just like helping people or harming people. Mm-hmm. And it's just a great game about morals.
Right. And we'll get back to New Vegas in a minute. But first, I'd like Nick, if you could give us the backstory on Oblivion.
Well, Oblivion and just about all the Elder Scrolls games in general are your typical medieval fantasy. You've got dark elves, you've got mythical creatures of the forest, and you have magic. It's all there in a tightly wrapped little present. And it is just let's have a fantasy universe, but at the same time, it's got unique aspects as to there are certain races that are extinct and their own little plot points. But overall, I'd just say it's kind of medieval fantasy.
Yeah. Can you give us a quick synopsis of Oblivion's main story?
Oblivion is basically there's been a high king who's recently been murdered, and the gates of the underworld are opening, and you have to stop it.
Yeah. Now, Dan, here, can we have you discuss the most recent Fallout game, Fallout New Vegas?
All right, Fallout New Vegas is once again a post-apocalyptic game, but this time it's set in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this one, it's more like deserty and just kind of Western feel about it. So.
Yeah. What did Fallout 3 feel more like to you?
Fallout 3 felt more like you're in a city, like a whole city that like a bunch of people were just in, whereas like New Vegas, you're kind of alone.
Yeah, it feels more like the Wild West kind of?
Yeah, exactly. It's more Wild West, but they have like the occasional like post-apocalyptic feel to it.
All right. Now, Nick, can you discuss Elder Scrolls' most recent game, Skyrim?
Well, Skyrim is in the midst of a civil war between the two main factions that control the world of the Elder Scrolls, the Legion and the Stormcloaks, which reign from Skyrim. And basically, dragons, which have been long extinct for hundreds and hundreds of years, have recently been reappearing. And you, the Dragonborn, a mortal born with the soul of a dragon, are the only person to stop them.
Yeah. Now, what do the dragons want? Don't they want to
world domination?
I think they want to just make their own dragon world, if I'm not mistaken.
They pretty much just want to kill all humans and have dragon world.
What would you say would be the biggest difference between Oblivion and Skyrim besides the dragons?
I'd say the fact that the prime surroundings, the fact that going from Oblivion, you go a little bit everywhere, but Oblivion's climate is a little bit more warm, whereas in Skyrim, you're in the harsh northern Nord area where everything's cold. Everything's cold and hard. It
feels like you're in the north of Canada the whole time.
Pretty much.
God knows anyone wants to be in there for too long. But let's go with quickly, Dan, what would you say were some of your pros of Fallout, the series in general? What are your favorite moments of Fallout?
Really the best moments in like the whole Fallout series is literally just exploring the ruined cities. And it's just an amazing thing because it's like, when are you ever going to get a chance to see this?
I know,
and Bethesda is such a great game company at creating environments that you just want to explore.
Kind of an undertying thing for this whole thing is that Bethesda creates such two great, amazing series to have this versus.
They really do. And it's just like, which one is better?
Okay. Well, Nick, what would you say would be one of your favorite parts of just either Oblivion or Skyrim?
I think of both of them, just some of the epic quest lines and battles that you go on. Like in Oblivion, you join the Dark Brotherhood, which is a band of assassins, and you become one of them and you rise to the ranks. But while in Skyrim, you find out they've been completely gone. They practically have no presence, and you restore them to their formal glory. Yeah. And I think carrying something over from a previous Elder Scroll game to show that the world is dynamic as opposed to just, they're the same. I think that's one of the really unique things that they try to be dynamic.
I forgot the exact answer, but what's the time difference between Oblivion and Skyrim?
I think
Isn't it how many hundred years?
It might be like 300.
I'd say between 300 and 400 years difference.
Okay, I forget the exact, because I remember the Dark Brotherhood was like 200 years ago they got
It
somehow
might
destroyed.
be 500. It might be a while.
I want to say
Actually,
about 500.
I'd guess 600.
It's a while.
It's a couple
while.
centuries. That's all we can
Yeah.
remember. But either way, it's still enough to where you won't see too many people or
It
anyone
works.
from Oblivion.
It's great.
All right. Now, what would you say would be some of the? I'm going to go reverse here. Nick, would you discuss some of the cons of the Fallout series?
Don't you mean Elder Scrolls?
No, I know. I want to switch.
The Fallout. Well, I think for Fallout, from a personal standpoint, the way it looks, though there are some areas that are post-apocalyptic that certainly looks like something just has been shelled out. But I think from the color standpoint, it's a little lacking, and I know that's probably on purpose because of the post-apocalyptic. But I will admit, playing Fallout 3, after a while, my eyes got tired of seeing nothing but gray and green.
Now, what would you say
I
about?
could see that.
What would you say about New Vegas? What was something that you wasn't a big fan of?
New Vegas for me, I had a little bit of trouble with the pacing, as in like he said, you're a little bit more alone, and that's good for the Wild West feel. But there are some moments where you're like walking to the next town, and you're going, "Wow, something interesting could be happening right now," but it's not.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Now, how about you, Dan? Let's start with what are some cons of Oblivion in your opinion?
Honestly, with all the Elder Scrolls games, I just feel the stories aren't that well. Like the quests.
Yeah.
Like I really feel like those games really show off the environment, where like the Fallout series
More about
shows
the
off the story.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but what was something about Skyrim that you weren't that big a fan of?
All right, for Skyrim, for instance, honestly, only the Dark Brotherhood quest and the main quest really interested me. For the Civil War that happens in it,
The Civil War
you don't
was,
even have to do it.
Yeah,
And
the Civil War was unfun for me.
It
It felt like I shouldn't have even been a part of this.
Exactly, and it's just like, why did you put this in there?
One thing that I really wanted, this is kind of just me fantasy making it, but
Yeah.
I would have loved if there was a third option where you could just be a one-man machine,
Yeah.
running
yeah.
through both factions and becoming like High King of Skyrim yourself by
Yeah.
force.
Actually, that's like one of the reasons why I like Fallout like so much, because in Fallout New Vegas, there's like multiple like factions, and in the end, there's like a huge battle. But you have the option where you can just go in and just take over the whole place just
Yeah.
by yourself. And I'm like, wow, when do you ever get a chance to do that?
Yeah. One thing, I don't know about you guys, but one thing I didn't like about just Skyrim in general was I thought that it was cool that there was always endless quests, but they were always boring. Like after the Dark Brotherhood main story was done, there's no reason to be there. Same with the Thieves Guild.
I will
or
admit
any
it
of those
does get
guys.
very repetitive, where after you've done all these amazing quests for for example, the Dark Brotherhood, it gets to the point where they just say, go out, assassinate this person, or go steal from this person.
Plus the kids, they don't even have names. They're just like a generic title or something.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like the Thieves Guild was like, you got to do 100 million things, and then you get a couple of cool loots at the end.
Exactly, and it's like with Skyrim, it's like all of these people are the laziest people in video game history.
Exactly.
You have to solve all of their problems. It's like, go get me my chicken from this
Yeah, like,
farmhouse.
I'm the Dragonborn. I
like
gotta go save the world. At least treat me with some more respect or something.
My daughter is having marital issues. Go talk it out between them.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the point? It's
You're
like,
a
come
random
on.
traveler. At least you didn't get any. You didn't have to be an Imperial Guard. In
Yeah.
either of those two, Oblivion or Skyrim, the Imperial Guards are not fun to deal with.
They really aren't. They're just like terrible people.
All right, now to discuss this, what would you guys say would be out of the two? Which would be your favorite of the two, and why would you say so?
I would say the Fallout, like Fallout 3 in particular, is the best game that Bethesda's done. But I will agree that Skyrim is way better than New Vegas.
Yeah, out of the series, like, do you have a favorite from? Which one of those do you believe is better?
Fallout.
Yeah, you believe Fallout, but which one of
yeah.
those two did you like the most?
Fallout
3 or New Vegas?
3.
Why would you say that instead of New Vegas?
I would say that just because like before that, there really wasn't a game that was like this big open world that showed off a post-apocalyptic. It was just like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like buildings are destroyed, and this is like kind of what it would be like if there was a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. How about you, Nick? Out of the two series, which one was your favorite, and which out of that series was your favorite game?
I'm still going to side that I enjoy Elder Scrolls a little bit more. Though Fallout has given me more consistent entertainment, I will say I care for Elder Scrolls for the fact that while Oblivion was fun, Skyrim improved on everything, and the people weren't butt ugly.
I would agree with that. I would like to leave the deciding vote up to you, the viewer, because unfortunately we are out of time, and I hope you enjoyed our little talk here. Thank you for watching Gamer Talk TV. For Dan and Nick, my name is Tom Szydlo, and until next we meet, keep on gaming.